only those dirty Twitch people. Oh, hi, welcome to the stream.
Oh, welcome to the stream that Dan doesn't pay attention to. We're back. We're on season 2, well, season 1.5, I guess, episode 5 of Fall of Vaybaba. We'll pass you over to Gingerbeard up top in a moment for a quick recap, and then we'll get going. But if you've not seen it before, D&D is more of a collaborative storytelling, dice rolling to change fate and your outcomes, whether things work or don't. There's no fancy graphics, no lights and everything. This is it. This is what you see now. Is he gives us a narrative, we decide to completely ignore it and wreck the place, and I die a lot. But yeah, over to you, Mike. You can kick us off.
I could do one now. Pick you off.
I thought that's what he said.
I thought he said pick us off.
Kick us off. Kick us off. Start us off.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
He's just used to being picked off.
And I think Corbs is a fancy graphic, so I think you lied there. There aren't any fancy graphics.
Oh yeah.
Fancy.
Yeah. So here we are, episode 5. We've come a long way. Well, we haven't really. It's only episode
That's
5.
it here.
Hey.
If you don't know the reference, don't worry.
I didn't even hear you. I didn't.
Oh,
Anyway.
for a further note, Mike has been banned from Twitch chat today.
Oh yeah.
Banned from looking. He's banned from interacting because he has a very one-track mind, don't you, Mike?
Don't send me any text messages while I'm in the middle of doing this because I can't focus on more than one thing. Right. Anyway, shall we have a recap on where we were in the last episode? So, party, after some shenanigans in the town of Waterhold, were in a pub where their chaperone had just slumped onto the table. A note was dropped, and they were asked to meet a mysterious person in an alleyway. This led to a really, really long conversation about whether or not they were going to walk into a sewer. When I edited it back, I mean, it is about an hour-long conversation, to be honest, into whether or not they're going to take a sewer for a shortcut.
Don't get my shoes dirty. Come on.
Of course, it wasn't a DM plot to get them into some sort of a fight. Of course not. Anyway, into the sewers they went. They very quickly ended up, after some poor decision-making, in combat with what appeared to be a Hydra. I don't know if they actually identified that in the last session, but it was a Hydra. At the end of the fight, which was quite an interesting fight, HK and Logan had just surfaced and pulled themselves to relative safety by clinging to a towpath in this chamber, or the corridor they were in, leading off of the chamber where the monster was. And I believe Volta, Mugnef, and Harriet were still aloft, were still floating using the fly spell above the combat. And that's pretty much where we are. The party are covered in effluent, so they probably smell quite bad. I mean, the whole area probably smells quite bad, but that's by the by. So the party is in this chamber, or just adjacent to the chamber in the corridor, with the option now of getting out and away from where they are, and heading on to this meeting in the safe house provided by Harriet Glory Weaver. So, I hand it over to you guys. HK and Logan, you are still in the water, but are clinging onto a towpath. The current was still quite strong. As I say, the other 3 were flying, using the fly spell.
I think
They can climb out.
first thing is we want to get out. We want to
You
get
wanna
dry.
out.
I mean, the smell of this effluence doesn't bother us. We don't smell any worse than usual, but breathing might be an advantage for me anyway.
Well, you're up on the surface now, so you can climb out. I'm just going to grab my map of this sewer because I know where you are in my mind, but just so I can remind myself of which direction. So yeah, the where you are currently, you're on a T junction. There was the large chamber where the Hydra was to your left, and to the right hand side of this junction, it sort of bends around well, I suppose in a left sort of direction. But there is a towpath here, unlike the flooded chamber or the flooded corridor you came from. So you can climb up onto that towpath, no problem. For the guys flying, it's up to you if you just want to sort of fly around the corner. And HK and Logan, you can walk around the corner. And there is a doorway which leads into a nice dry room. There's a grate just adjacent to this doorway where the water sort of flows in and down away. But this room is pretty barren. It's 15 feet ahead of you, and it's 50 feet left to right. And Harriet will sort of come down and the fly spell. Can you just sort of elect to land with that, or do you have to dispel it?
As far as I'm aware, you can do it yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can just.
Yeah. So she'll just land in the room and sort of turn around and say, "Well, that was an interesting encounter, wasn't it? I wasn't expecting that, but if we just go up the stairs here," she sort of points just behind us, and there's some stairs there. I just need to undo the warding on the door, and we can go through.
Logan looks at her and goes, "Interested in his counter? Bloody speak for yourself," and like flicks like the water and crap off his hands towards her.
Yes, I too am covered in muck. Well, probably not as much as you, but still. Don't worry, there are facilities to wash yourselves and your clothes in the safe house. It's fine.
Oh, good. You got out of that.
Good.
Excellent. Then I shall drift myself down for the fly so I can come in for a nice, gentle landing. And having flown over the pit of doom, I'm obviously nice and clean. So I'm quite happy.
You might still have some muck on your boots from just walking on the towpaths initially, but
Then I shall prestidigitate it off. I don't like being muddy. Ugh, it's gone.
All right, for you lot with your wishy-washy magic stuff.
well, you didn't think I'd have a safe house right next to a sewer and not have means to clean ourselves, surely? Anyway, shall we head in?
Things have happened.
Surprise.
We should definitely head in. Do you have a fire?
Yes, I can get a fire going. That's not a problem at all.
Oh, excellent.
Of
I'm
course,
ready
we
to get
must
out of
make
these wet
sure
clothes.
that the doors are closed, as I mentioned before. We don't want any fire around these chambers. The gases could potentially be quite flammable.
Ah, you have met Logan after lunchtime, then.
God damn.
A funny joke, I'm sure, but let's go in. And she turns and starts making her way to the door. And I say it's warded. There is a spell warding on there, which she undoes to allow the door to open for you all to go through. And as you do go through, she'll turn and then put the ward back on the door, so that it is once again magically sealed. And she says, "Right, here we are." She lights a torch sconce on the wall. So if we just walk up these steps here, and there's some stone steps leading into a much larger room, and it looks a bit like, I suppose, an apartment or something like that. There's like a lounge area. There is clearly like a kitchen area. There is a close-off area. So that's in there. If you go through that door, that is the water closet. If you do need to use the facilities,
I'm
there
just
is
going to
a-
go straight in. Ignore the rest of what she says. I'm going in there.
okay. Well, you will find there is facilities for washing in there. There is a bathtub, and what there also is like a boiler unit, so you can light a fire underneath it, and the water will warm up, so you can have a nice warm bath.
Consider me gone for the next 5 minutes while I bathe.
And yeah, the rest of the room, there's sort of like a table where there's maps and bits on it. Oh no, I don't want to look. Something just popped up on.
Just updating the logs.
I just saw it. I was like, no.
I went to laughter.
Wait for the break. Yes, there's like a map room or a map table in there, but it's very sort of like cosmopolitan.
I'm making my way towards the map table, whatever is going on just over.
Yeah, there's
Little.
having a look at that. There's world map, a world map. There are smaller regional maps, and there are marks on there, or things you might not see on a normal map. They appear to be, stop looking. They appear to be. It's impossible for me to not look. If you want to know what that is, I don't know if you get this on Windows. I've got an iMac, and in the top right-hand corner, a notification pops up. Don't you have one? I don't know if this happens on Windows. I'm just saying that the thing pops up.
But you can
and
select to turn it off.
Well, there probably is a way of doing it. I don't know how to, but anyway.
How to pick on your DM.
I'm explaining to the boys and girls at home that sometimes a thing pops up in the corner and I can't help but look at it. Anyway. Yes, there are markings on these maps for Mugnef, which you don't recognise. And you probably wouldn't do without an explanation. You're just doing it on purpose now.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah, stop it. Just stop it. So if anyone wants any food, she sort of says, this is help yourselves to any supplies if you're hungry. Food, drink, that's fine. The kitchen's right there. If you want to rest, take a seat on the sofa. But I know you have questions you want answered, and I can certainly do my best to answer those questions for you. We are perfectly safe here. We can use the exit or the entrance we just came by as a way out. There is also a ladder, and she sort of points off to the back. There is a ladder over there which leads up to the other entrance into this, which is directly below my stall in the marketplace.
Couldn't be neat.
What are these marks on the map here? I like to think myself as a bit of a person of the world.
Well, those marks are usually, as she comes over and sort of points at the few and says, well, these are safe houses around the world. They're points of interest to my organisation. They could be supply caches, that sort of thing. People who, or areas of contacts are. But we have many spies around the world who inform us of various goings on. So it could be any one of those sort of things, really.
So who are you? Who is this group then again?
Well, as I said to you before we came down here, I belong to the Shadows. It was actually, it's a family organisation. We do have other members, but it was started by my father, and me and my siblings are all members.
So what do you do other than spy? Oh, who do you spy for?
She gets people in trouble! Logan yells, still washing himself from the other room.
Yes, ignore that oath. We take on contracts from people who might want information on other people. Usually it helps keep the kingdoms in check. Perhaps the dwarves want to know what the elves are doing. Perhaps the men want to know what the dwarves are doing. But of course you can go and ask them yourself. But if you want them to not know that you know what they're up to, of course you can pay us to do it for you. We also take out contracts, people that need to be removed. We're spies, we're assassins, I suppose some people would call us. We take on the jobs that other people might not necessarily want to do or can't necessarily do.
I see. While helping myself to some refreshments with one hand and listening with both ears, I should use the other hand to prestidigitate HK clean so he does not have to share a bath with Logan. Just section by section, a little bit at a time, it's fine.
You could have done that to me out there!
You don't even know what I'm doing, there's a door. Have you
I'm
no
watching
modesty?
like this. No, I have no modesty. What do you think I am?
Anyway.
If I could be wanted to walk over there, I'd shut the door.
Yes.
Rude.
So food with one hand, magic with the other, and listening with both ears. So there we go. Multitasking.
So,
actually, I'm going to just use my mage hand to close the door, actually.
if you
You
want
just hear
to.
like this muffled sort of ranting from the other side.
What's that
Um,
sound like?
What's it sound like? It sounds like, have you ever seen Dastardly Mother? Like, shadow fresh fashion.
All you need to do is put your hand over your mouth.
Exactly that.
Yeah. So why are we here?
Well, as I alluded to before we came down through to the sewers, I intercepted a letter. My family and I have been watching you all for some time, or at least keeping a track of your whereabouts and your activities for some time. Particularly after the fall of Atlantalos, your group became a group of interest, let's say, to a lot of people. The elves were interested in maybe making contact with you once more to thank you for your service in aiding with the retreat of refugees from Atlantalos. The
I take it
dwarves.
that's something you lot did. Looking over his.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
like everybody else.
understand that your party has changed over time, but that's okay. These things happen. Unfortunately, people lose their lives on these sorts of adventures. And the parties change, I know. But yes, after Lancelot, the elves were interested in catching up and offering their thanks for the rest of the evacuation of the refugees. The dwarves were interested in, well, in fact, this is what's led me to try and acquire you for myself just now. So this letter is from King Razanog himself, and he requests an audience with you all at the King's Lake. Now, the problem with this is he sent this letter not knowing where you would be. He sent this letter to all the corners of the planet, and it went to pretty much every nobleman he could send it to. And these noble families have usually dispatched mercenaries. Sorry, excuse me. They've dispatched various groups of mercenaries to retrieve you. However, my family, keeping a close eye on you, decided that we would also try and acquire yourselves to bring to King Razanog. Because we felt it was the safest way of getting you there. We have an interest in making sure that you complete your goals, whereas others are just doing it for coin. I mean, yes, okay, we're going to get paid, and there is a reward for bringing you in, but I think our purposes for doing it are slightly more respectable than others.
What might they be?
We want to see you succeed. We want to make sure that the disruptions that have happened around the world so far because of this elf that is going around and causing upset, bringing demons and such to this plane, it needs to be stopped, really. And we think that you're the ones to do it. Whereas, like I say, other people's motivations are just greed and money, really. They want King Raznog's money, and they're not really bothered about the other things. Nothing's happened to them yet, which has motivated them to want to do something about it, I suppose.
At this point is when I'm going to come in just wearing like some kind of towel or robe around my bottom half. Just plonk myself at the table, start grab some food, and so what have I missed? So I was so rudely shut in there.
And as you're coming in, she sort of looks down at her boots and that, and you can see she sort of kicks her boots off and slumps on the sofa. And at which point she takes her hood down and takes the mask off that she was wearing, and she's got long, very sort of curly, like almost like ringlets for hair. Very pretty woman, and very very slight, just not a big person.
Is she? Can we tell if she's elven or human or? No,
Oh, she already
took her
told
hood and
you.
everything.
She's human. She's human. Yeah, no, she's not an elf.
Yes, Logan, it seems that the king of the dwarves has once again summoned us to meet him at the how have I missed this already?
The King's Lake.
King's I knew it was King's Lake.
We're going to King's Landing.
No, you're not
What?
going to King's Landing. You're going to the King's Lake. And she says yes, in Groen.
Pray tell, how are we to get there?
Well, luckily for you, I have my own little airship. I can get you there fairly quickly.
Did I hear you say
Oh.
you were paid to bring us in?
Yes, there is a financial reward for anyone that can bring you to King Raznog himself.
I mean,
He's aware that
bring us in
there
is
are...
a term that suggests we are under some kind of arrest or forcefully
Yeah.
taken.
Isn't some
Perhaps,
sort
yes,
of
perhaps
bounty?
I've phrased it wrong. There is a bounty for you to be brought to him because he is aware that people require financial compensation for the travel involved and board and upkeep and all that sort of thing. I mean, the quickest way of getting you to wherever he is would, of course, be airship, which isn't a cheap endeavour. Or perhaps you have to travel via sea, again, not cheap. The hiring of horses, that sort of thing. It's just a financial, recumbrance for remuneration. Sorry, for your being brought in, if you will.
When does he want it there for?
And she sort of fumbles in her pocket to find the letter. He did, I believe, he said. Yes, 5 days. 5 days from the date of this letter. So, as they only came out, it would appear we do have the full 5 days just yet.
Full 5 days?
The full 5 days.
As in you've just received the letter this minute?
Well, it was never sent to me, you see. I intercepted it. This is a copy of the letter that Lord Allgrit received. As I said, I have spies in many places, especially in the Messenger Guild. It's how we acquire a lot of information very quickly.
It seems that opening up Arakocra transit has opened many doors for speedy courier services.
It certainly has, yes.
Reminds me, I need to go and check back with that guys about the arrows.
Well, this is what I was going to suggest to you. I need to go and see Lord Allgrit, and I need to pay him a handsome sum to make sure that... let's face it. I have just drugged one of his men, so I need to make sure that is forgotten about, and then I need to make sure that he turns a blind eye to me taking you for my own. Problem is with these bloody bureaucrats, if I let him deal with this, and I'm not saying that he wouldn't deal with it well, he probably would do, but there is too much paperwork to be filled in, too much time of doing this, that, and the other, and they take so long. I thought it was much better that I just do this myself. And, of course, introduce you to myself. We have, as I say, been very keen to follow your movements over the past few weeks. And so, yes. It's better that we do it this way. Like I say, if I use the bureaucrats, then you could be sat around here for a long time.
It is always nicer to know us as a troop of wandering assassins following you than to be surprised by that knowledge.
Indeed, yes. I can understand that.
Are we required to leave right away?
No, I was going to say I need to go and speak to him, and he knows all about myself and my organisation. A lot of noblemen do. It's obviously, as I say, where we make our money. But allow me some time to pop across and deal with that, and then you're free to go about your business. If you have anything you'd like to tie up here, we can be there well within the 5 days via my ship. I don't have a big airship, not like the one that I know you used to sail in. Mine is more of a pleasure yacht. It doesn't have any weaponry. It is very comfortable, however, and it is very fast.
Is there ample supply of drinks?
What, in here?
No, on your airship. You said it's a ship of pleasure.
We can certainly have some wine brought on board if that's what you'd like.
Brandy, preferably, but yeah, I will accept wine.
You can have either. You can have whatever you like on board. As long as it's able to be carried, we can take it.
I tell you what.
But this isn't some pleasure cruise. There is serious business to be had here.
No, I just like a nice tip of work. Right, go ahead.
Why don't you go and speak to your man? We can fill up our bellies here and have a quick discussion on the matter.
Yes, that's absolutely fine. I will go and speak to Lord Albrecht right now. Like I say, I need to give him some money to turn a blind eye and explain, obviously, the dealings in the pub where I extracted you. So yes, I will take my leave. She jumps up, looks at her dirty boots and sort of wanders around and finds some other boots to put on. Right, I'll be back as soon as I can be.
Yes.
Just stay here. And she then
Don't go anywhere.
climbs. She goes off the far corner and climbs up that ladder and through a hatch. Doesn't seem to have been magically sealed, that one.
Right.
Hey, Walter, is there any chance we can figure out something about me still being starving before we get out of here? I don't want to leave if it's here. I have to fix this.
I have received no guidance on it other than the fact you must summon the demon. I do not know. My source was unable to tell me. It was only one scrawny horse I was able to use in the gathering of the information.
I don't suppose you know how we summon a demon or which one or anything?
He was not named to me. I don't think. Yeah. So without his name is very difficult. The only way of finding out his name, I guess, would be to go and revisit the magicians that you so roundly insulted. Maybe if you groveled, he might reveal the name of the demon and we could facilitate your not being hungry. But you would have to really be nice to him.
Or perhaps he would be receptive to some sort of money incentive.
We have basically spent all the money we had at his shop, have we not? We bought the folding board and the things and the more things, and then after we'd spent our money, he was roundly insulted and yeah.
Perhaps we could,
for the sake of the group, we have 937 gold, and that is it from all of our everything left. That's it.
I did actually discover how you summon, and it's more for my own, recapping my own knowledge, I did discover how to summon demons.
Do any of you have any other ideas? I mean, I'm not so good at the apologizing.
If we could gain favor, perhaps, with the lords of this town, then they may hold some sway with the magician. I remember talk of some turtles being pinned at Turtle's Point. Perhaps if we were to fulfill this mission for the lords, they could owe us one, so to speak.
I'm all for gaining favor and people owing us. We never know when we need help, but how would this help me with a demon? I have not been able to eat in over 2 weeks.
Cash in this.
Oh no, you have eaten.
No, I have eaten.
You have eaten many things.
I have felt eternally hungry for 2 weeks.
No, you haven't. This happened like a day ago.
Yeah, it was yesterday. It might have felt like 2 weeks, but it was yesterday, man.
2 weeks ago, in human time. I haven't eaten since yesterday, goddammit! The magic of editing.
But yes, we
that's
can
not getting
cash
edited
in
out.
this favor to force
I have a
the
feeling
magician to comply.
This is probably take more than a day.
I mean, they said we don't need to leave straight away, but how soon? How long do you think this could do? We've got to travel to the Turtles, and deal with whatever it may be, and so on.
Well, if we have access
It would
to
be
it.
easier just to go straight to the source and just, or at least say nothing, and let us do the groveling.
I'm happy with that. I'll literally hold the bag that I've been holding with all the coins in and just pass it across. Walter, could you do the stuff you did to Shiny Boy over there and clean my clothes, please? In any way.
Oh.
I don't want to have a bath and then get back into shit-covered garments.
Very well. Which one of your clothes would you like cleaning?
My dragon scale armor, please. It's kind of beneath the scales. It would take hours to pick it all out.
Very well, but next time look before you leave, please.
I will try. Please, next time tell me you can fly before I leap.
For now, you know it's up to you to remember. I can't be expected to know what you do and don't know, do I? Anyway, I shall prestidigitate his stuff clean.
Yeah. I remember now.
And warm.
No, don't.
There you go, it's
don't-
all nice and toasty.
Right.
Well, I'm going to go.
DM sits back,
use the-
big grin on his face. I remember now. No. No. No.
Get the horns out.
Can we class this as some kind of rest? Because we've eaten and chilled and short rest, maybe?
Yeah, you can have a short rest. You can have a short rest. That's fine.
Excellent.
It's not going to be a long rest. It's not going to be gone
No.
for 8 hours.
Well, I'm going to go and my character definitely go and watch himself, clean himself.
You're going to watch yourself clean yourself?
Yeah, that's the one.
He's going to
Watch
stand in a
myself.
mirror so he can check that he's got everything off. Watch himself clean himself.
Well, right, okay.
Watch yourself before you clean yourself.
Watch yourself. Clean yourself. So...
I mean, you could just look down and see that you're cleaning, but
I need to
Okay.
heal.
What?
what was just a quick one? What was the bits you were doing in the library? Because I'm sure you went to the library. Or no, did you actually?
No, we didn't manage to get as far as the library.
No, I think
No.
I told you. I think I said about how we would do studying, didn't I? So
Yeah.
So it was the best
Unfortunately,
library you come across.
We didn't get as far as going, and now all too soon we are moving on.
yeah. So
That's what some horse-related issues will do for you.
actually, that's the point. Shall we go and pay the guy for his horses?
Hey.
Possibly hand them back.
Are we paying for them by the day?
I can't remember.
I think you were paying for them by the day. I think I said it was about. Did I say it was 10 gold a day per horse? I think it was.
10 gold per day per horse?
I think so.
That's a hell of a horse.
So we might have to go back. Some might have to go back and watch the episode, but
No, 10, it's fine.
I think
Well,
it was 10. I think it was 10 gold per horse per day.
I had not realized we were riding Shergar.
That's where
I
he went
mean-
and listened to.
You murdered my horse. I'm just. How are you going to pay
Your
for that
horse met with a tragic accident. He was short-sighted and walked into a sharp and pointy object.
Or accidentally shaving.
Yeah, shaving accident. Yeah, it was a shaving cut.
one? God damn you.
He liked to be well groomed. Oh,
But
oh dear.
Oh, I don't know what to say to you sometimes.
Well, you take your short rest. Let's move on a little bit. You take your short rest.
Oh wait, sorry.
Um,
His condition is unstable.
Dun, 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 dun.
Nice.
Oh dear.
Let's just.
Sorry, mate.
Oh dear. Yes.
Oh god.
So anyway, where were we? Yes, you have your short rest, and after I'd say probably about an hour and a half, the hatch opens and down she comes. Right, well that's all sorted. They're willing to look the other way.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you.
So that's some relief for you, isn't it? They're not
Yeah,
particularly
yeah.
pleased about the mess that they had to clean up with a horse in the street. But they are willing to admit that scuffles in the marketplace do happen from time to time. So, what would you like to do? I mean, if you have any loose ends you want to tie up before we go,
Well,
It depends. If you
That's
wish to get off quickly, could you arrange for the return of our horses to where we hired them? If you, gives you the money, and then we can jump ship and go.
I don't suppose with you saying many people owe you favors and you hold some sway, there's a small magic man in the market you may have influence over?
no, I don't have influence over people like that. But I mean, people are easily swayed. Do you mean the magic man? You mean the wizard stall in the market?
Yeah, the trickster.
Hold on, let me just remind myself of what the name was.
Mr.
What's-
Fitzgerald.
Fizzger
what's
hurdle.
our stuff?
Fitzgirdle's magical conundrums or something like that.
Tatters.
Fitzgirdle's Magica and Tonics was the name of it. Well, I don't know him like that, but he's a very pompous man.
Very much
but-
so. And it seems one of his devices caused some kind of something akin to a curse, and I need to know how to summon a demon to get rid of it.
Or
And he
travel
seems
through
to
it.
be the only one to know. Is there any way we could gain that information? I would happily go with you afterwards if possible.
Well, we could certainly go and ask him, I suppose. Yes, come on then. Let's all go. Are you all ready to go?
He's
Yeah.
not great at the sight of me. We haven't got more what you would call amicable relationship. I somewhat insulted him a lot.
Well, if we're going to go, we have to go quickly. It's already late in the afternoon.
Okay,
and,
we will go. I'll leave the talking to you.
We're not going back via the sewer, are we?
No, we'll go up through my stall. Just luckily this
Well,
time
let's
of the
go
day,
then.
because I mean we did leave that pub at midday, and you've been in here and messing around. This time of the day, it's just getting late enough.
Yeah,
The
let's go
shops-
then. Go, come on.
Let's go. Let's go.
Don't rush me. I'm
Hi
trying
ho,
to
Silver!
explain to you.
Away!
When we go up, the hatchway, basically my stall is there, and the hatchway sort of comes up underneath the counter, and then you'll arrive in the stall. It's all covered over with tarpaulin, as most of these stalls are, and only the front is open. But just try not to draw much attention so people don't know. Well, I mean, it's going to look alarming if a load of people start appearing out on the floor, isn't it?
I like the thought of
I
the, like
could use my fly thing.
fantasy world D&D. They just nip to like Walmart and buy a giant tarpaulin to hang over the market stalls.
Well, no, it's like a tent, isn't it? It's like a
I'm
tent.
only messing. Go on. Let's go. I'm as keen as anyone to get rid of this
Jesus.
hunger issue.
Anyway, so she leads you up the steps and she sort of looks through the hatchway and, okay, it's clear, come on, quick. And you all make your way out and into this tent. And it's, so you hadn't actually been to her store, but she makes clothes, basically. And there's just loads of material and mannequins and such around and all the tools of her trade. She'll lead you out the back of the tent. Right, come on, let's go around and we'll have a quick chat with old Fizzgirdle there. And then hopefully we can resolve this issue for you.
I'm gonna hang at the back of the group when this is going on. Still with the group, but definitely at the back.
Okay.
Quiet
that's
and
fine.
with my head down.
I just realised I think I've done it subconsciously, but the name of this gnome is Allgrit, and the name of the man in charge of the name is Allgrit. I must have not really thought about that when I did it.
Or
Never
some
mind.
people can have the same names, I suppose.
Yeah, exactly. Well, this is a very close name. Very close, not quite
Came
the
out
same.
of sewers as well. That was
Yeah,
all
he's-
shit.
Yeah, that was all shit. What a shitty episode that was. Anyway, let's not go into that.
dear.
Ba-dum-tsh. Or is that more of a womp, 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 womp?
Could probably make that noise as a Warforged.
So she takes you around, and this is the one. She goes up and she knocks very daintily on the desk. Excuse me, Mr. Fizzgirdle. And he looks up. Ah, yes, my dear. I haven't spoken to you in a long time. Oh, how are you, my precious, my beauty? And yes, I'm very well, thank you. Listen, I have a companion here who visited you just the other day, and he says there was a magical device, and it's cursed him, and he's now very hungry. And he sort of looks for a moment, and he goes, "Oh, not them again. Is there a robot man involved in this? Is it like a mechanical man involved in this?" And then this other one, he's got a great big sword in his back, and he assaulted me here just earlier today. Yes, earlier today.
I just give a very timid wave from.
Look, I'm not interested in dealing with you. All right, any of you really. What is it it's all about? And she says, "Well, I just wanted to find out. He says that he needs to summon a demon." Which is obviously a very dangerous thing to do, but he needs to summon a demon to end this curse. Yes, that's right. You need to know the spell. Summon greater demons, I believe it is.
At the mention of greater demons, he pales a little bit.
Well, it's not going to be a lesser demon doing this to you, is it?
You.
When you mess with demons, you don't get the easy end of the stick, do you? Or is it the rough end?
Is there any way you could show me or teach me how?
Are you a magical user? I
No,
don't
but
think so.
there are some within our party who could potentially do it.
Well, unfortunately, I don't know the spell, and I don't know anyone that does. I wouldn't be out messing around with demons. So that's something you're going to have to solve for yourself.
Okay. Thank you for the information. It's very helpful.
Yes, now please, I'd like to close down and go home and have a drink. You've already roughed me up today. You've got under my tail feathers. I'm not interested in talking to you anymore.
But still, thank you.
Yes, I suppose you're welcome. And so she turns around and says, right, well, I suppose that answers that question then, doesn't it?
Well, I suppose we should leave before I get us into more trouble.
Yeah.
At least you have an answer of sorts.
Yeah. Just learn how to do magic and then learn how to summon a greater demon. Joyous.
Yeah, you have to learn how to do that somehow. Okay. Awesome.
I think it is well within Volta's capabilities, I would say, probably.
We simply need to
Hey,
find a
Walter,
spell.
old buddy, old pal of mine.
I don't want to tell you how to do things, but read
You had to.
the item notes that I gave you.
Yes.
Because that might give you a clue.
I was thinking about that, I must admit, but it has been slightly.
I don't like hinting to the players
the
what they need to
messages.
do, but I mean, I did give you a pretty tasty ability with that knife.
You did. I just thought it was limited to the one particular thing.
Well, no, 'cause the idea is that as a warlock, you can learn spells from other classes and such, can't you? So even if that's not a warlock ability, or spell, should I say, I did give you an ability that where you are able to learn and put things into your, was it the Book of Shadows or something that was called? Yeah. So where that would normally cost you, you could do it for free if you, I think you had to make a sacrifice and download
yeah,
drip,
that
drip
one, yeah.
fresh blood on the page. But you
That's
can
the
only do
one.
it once every so often, I think I said.
Yes, but I need to find a source for it. Just speaking out of character as a player rather than as Volta for the
that's
moment.
right.
So it is a case of finding where that spell is written down, if indeed it's a ritual spell. But yeah, that is entirely possible. I'm madly scrambling around to find the item in my notepad here.
I think
And
I
that's my
sent a screenshot of the custom thing I made to the messenger group, so you'll probably find it in there.
You did indeed, so I'm just trying to find it.
Well, my character's going to suggest I want to sort something out with the Fletcher while we're out here, see if we can catch him before he shuts up
Who's
shop.
Fletcher?
A Fletcher, a person who deals with arrows.
Oh, a Fletcher.
Yeah.
You got the arrow from the blacksmith.
Oh, did I? Blacksmith,
Yeah,
I think.
yeah.
He was also a Fletcher as well, then obviously, yeah.
They obviously do fletching. Yeah, just when you said about Fletcher, I was like, "Who the hell's Fletcher?"
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can certainly
So-
complete the business.
So remembering back completely unprompted, then maybe it is time to visit the dark corners of the library. That is the only place I can think of that might have access to tomes of lore that is available in town, quickly available. I'll turn to Miss Glory Weaver and ask her if she does have any access into the library buildings out of hours.
Well, the building is always open. As I said, it is the naval headquarters, so there's always comings and goings. You could certainly request permission to enter the library, but I don't know that it would be as easy as just picking up a book and reading it. And I'm just going to come out of that character for a moment to remind you. I think what I said was, without looking up wherever I wrote it down, because I'll have to go through my notes quite extensively. With the library, you could research. So the standard research rules were something like you spend money and take about a week to learn something, or to gain knowledge. So you can say, I would like to specifically gain knowledge on what character X has been doing over the past 100 years.
Yeah.
And then at the end of a week, you see if you're successful or not in learning that. And I think, like I said, with spells, what we could do is, like learning abilities or honing skills, you could spend again another week researching and all that sort of stuff. But to actually physically be able to do the spell, you'll still need to find someone that can cast it to teach you the physicalities of it.
Yeah, but again, remembering the ritual nature of the spell and the item in question, it is literally now a case of, if it is a ritual spell, which I haven't found yet, obviously, then it is a case of reading it and begging for the powers from my thingy and making a sacrifice, of course, because he's bound to say sacrifice!
Yeah, you would need, you're going to have to read about, if you can find a book that even details that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then you would have to find someone to teach you how to do it.
Or I can help him try to find the book afterwards once I've just done one of my other chores.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm sure I'd be happy to do that. Or I am.
It's late in the afternoon. The blacksmith might. Well, I mean, I'm going to say the blacksmith won't be open at this point. The market traders are all shutting down and going home. I can't imagine the blacksmiths would be hanging around much either. So you might have to wait for the following day to do the blacksmith job.
As I said, if he's shut, that's fine. That's the way it is.
But you can go to the library. That's not a problem. You just have to you go to well, if you want to go to the library, you'll just walk up to the gate for the compound and just, we'd like to go to the library, please. You might have to pay a small fee, and then you can go in.
Out of curiosity, is the harbour on the route?
From the marketplace, no. The marketplace is right next to the compound for the naval building, so you just sort of walk around and into the gateway, basically.
How close is the harbour?
It's a short walk. It's not very far. It's like a 10-15 minute walk east of your current location.
Fair enough.
Then it is time to think about decisions. Then we have the possibility of possibly finding some spell that might aid us, but it will take time to implement. Or you can just, suck it up, Logan, and we crack on with the visit, hoping that we find in the King of the Dwarfs company of a magician of such note that he could maybe perform the spell to summon the thing you need to satisfy your hunger. Whichever way you go, you're going to have to just chew on a stick for a while, I think.
Well, I suppose I don't have many choices. In that case, I say we board this damn airship and get there immediately.
You also need to consider if you're going to go into the library. I said you're going to need a week of research, and the meeting's in 5 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I was saying that there might be a visit across with the King of the Dwarfs who could maybe shortcut it for us.
But you could always inquire as to whether you could borrow or perhaps
I was going to
buy
say,
the
could you
book.
potentially loan a book or something from this library?
You certainly could. It's not out of the scope of it's a library.
Did you bring your library card?
It's not a case of borrowing a book, it's a case of finding it and making sure it's the right one. It might not even exist in this library.
Surely there's
I'm
someone there who
I'm
may be
not
able
that
to help.
hungry for knowledge.
I'm very hungry for you to gain this knowledge.
Would you like to go to the library and have a look?
As a character, I definitely would, whatever I'm doing. But that's.
I say
Well, it's open.
maybe we
if you
can't
want
do
to
the
go
full
there.
week's worth of study, but we could certainly inquire at the very least. An
did
inquiry
actually-
shouldn't take long.
Well, I did in fact write down a bit about the library, so let me find my notes on the library. I really should start tagging the pages so I know where everything is.
Damn, what do
no,
you
you're
have?
fine.
Sorry?
Squidgy banana.
What the hell?
It was a
Your
key ring, but it
apartment
broke.
must have the most odd things just around.
My desk is just full of stuff to fiddle with.
I only have that sort of stuff under my desk.
Ah,
Yes, we could perhaps just grab a handful of books and hope that through the luck of the draw we get what we need. That's 5 days of reading while we travel.
well, if you want to go to the library, I won't role play out the whole. Could we please enter the library and all that sort of stuff? They'll charge you. They'll charge you 50 silver just to enter. There is a librarian desk as you sort of enter into the library room, and they just sort of explain to you, all books, any research comes at a cost. But if you would like to, you could probably have inquired, as I know you wanted to, could we please loan the book or take the book in any capacity? And they will say to you, if you pay 100 gold, then you can loan the book for as long as required, but you must return it to the library.
So, would they have a book that at least touches on the subject that we require? I'm not sure which one Ben's looking for.
At least an area.
Well, they say there is a section for sort of like the arcane arts in the library, so you could certainly go and have a look in there and see what you can find. And sort of just sort of going through the books, you sort of start perusing through. There's one there by a chap called Ignatius Sandercock, and that's called Magic and Its Many Uses. H.G. Bell's War of the Plains.
Oh, I like it. I like it.
Nigel the Barbaric. Crunch, the sound your skull makes when I cave it in. Unknown, thieving bastards.
Could I have a look for just a book on demons so that I can, if we get any more clues as to what specific demon it is, maybe we can narrow it down.
Well, you continue to look, and after some time, you sort of whoever's sort of looking, if HK sort of maybe find that you do pull out a tome, no name on it, but it's called Demons, Devils, and the Occult. And if you hand it to Volta, and he has a quick thumb through, he might be able to say this could be the book you're looking for.
I will certainly thumb through it while trying to gather
If
the
you're-
information you give me.
If you are willing to part with 100 gold, you can take the book away. There is no limit on how long you can have it for. They just ask that you return it.
So, does this look like it might contain something useful, Walter? I mean, 100 gold is a lot, but it will be worth it if it helps.
It looks like it could be, but I suggest that we carry it inside the bag of holding to keep it safe. I do not want a librarian chasing me down to the ends of the earth for the book back. You know?
No,
I
I'm
don't
aware
want
of
to
that.
carry it in my personal pack.
I'm happy to put it in the bag, but do you think it's one worth spending the 100 gold on? Resources are dwindling.
Books are always worth it. I'm happy to pay out of out of my own pocket.
Resources are dwindling, but how hungry are you?
I will gladly give up my share of wherever we next get a small job for pay, if it means I can eat and enjoy food again.
And I think
Then-
as well, I said you're going to need a week's worth of research, but I think it only takes place during long rests.
Downtime sort of
If you-
stuff.
I don't think short rest covers it. I think it has to be a decent amount of time spent with it.
While we're here, Mugnath, wasn't there something you wanted to look for specifically?
Oh. Yeah, let's. Oh. I was just going to generally look at if it had any information on that possible ship that we were looking for. About that golem up on the hill.
Ah, yes.
E.T. Star Runner.
Yeah, the Star Runner. Which I did write down, and I've just lost where I wrote it down to. Where is that? Yeah, the ET Star Runner. If there's any information on that, or even if the librarian knows what the.
Well, as I say, you can again, because I know you guys can't really hang around for a week. You can. Well, I mean, you could hang around for a week. There's no reason you have to off. It just means you might annoy the King Reznov.
King.
Yeah, it's
Well,
might
I
annoy him.
will be
It's
very
like-
conscious of the time.
He was already quite annoyed with you when you brought war to his gates, but yeah, I mean you can thumb through or look through the shelves.
I presume there is some sort of system in it.
Well, like I say, you would need to either spend a week here researching. I wouldn't say there's a specific book that says this book's all about E.T. Star Runner.
Yeah, I
Because
thought
it
that would be
wouldn't
too
be-
easy, so it's just
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah, I mean that E.T. Star Runner was a specific person. You don't know.
That's what I mean. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like-
No, I mean that. You can
I'm
certainly
generally
do
asking
research.
looking.
There are there
See
would be a book,
ships and-
or there might be some books about places of interest or points of interest, maybe on this island. Like almost like a tourist information book. You could probably start researching with those, but again, you would need to pay to take them with you, unless you all elected to ignore the letter and stay here and see what the consequences of that are.
I mean, I don't think our little spy assassin friend would be too happy, considering she wouldn't be earning money because we won't be there on time.
Yeah, I'm not going to ignore the time restraint for that. I would make sure we at least have a few. I'm going to say 2 or 3 days to be able to get over there. So
Okay.
it's probably about a day's worth of research if I can, or at least looking for books. Well, I think
Well, if
maybe
you want to, well, no, again, like with the spell tome, you would have to spend a week reading, and again, those times are during downtime, so your long rest.
Yeah. In that case, it doesn't look like I am then.
You can do it if you want to take the book out, or a couple of books out. You can. There's
That's what I'm trying to
nothing
figure. Is
stopping-
there anything that I think looks like it may be useful?
Well, again, it's going to be sort of like those books which are like points of interest in the island. There's obviously, I say, nothing specific about this person, but there might be information about Stone Golem on the hill. There might be information about perhaps someone's done some exploring and found something out that you didn't know. But the point of the research is that you just tell me, I would like to research about this topic. You pay your money, and then we'll sort of get to the bottom of what you might have found out in a week's time.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to stay as long as a week, so I would only spend up about a day's worth of maximum. So if I can, in that case,
you won't do enough in a day. But so you can take the books with you. If you want to take the books with you, you can. They just want to know that you'll bring them back.
Yeah. Well, if there's any books there that I think's interesting, then I will take them with me. But as long as I've got the money.
So for Volta's spell book is 100, and again 100 from you to take your books with you for your research purposes. But it's got to be
okay.
It'll be during 7 long rests now. It won't just be in 7 days' time. Because if you don't take long rests,
That's fine.
Yeah. As you go to leave the library, I want to say, and these books, although as I say, you can keep them for an undetermined amount of time. You can keep them for years if you want to. But if any harm comes to them, I will know.
Ooh.
I'm intrigued. How do you?
So keep them safe.
How do you have this? Is some sort of spell?
That is for me to know and you not to know. But believe me, I will know if you bring any harm to these books.
I would
It
never.
is my insurance policy for making sure for them. But I'm happy you've paid your fee. You may take them with you. Just bring them back in one piece, preferably.
Yeah, let's get rid of my money.
Preferably for you. I mean, it doesn't make any odds to me because, well, you'll find out if any harm ever comes to them.
Kind of makes me want to tear one.
Nothing
A
like
huge
it.
fist breaks out of the
Fireball.
you in the face.
I think next thing is to get ready for travel, I guess.
Yeah.
Because I certainly don't think we've got time for turtle business at the moment, but maybe we pencil it in for future kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, should we have a night's? We can have a night's sleep on the boat ship, I suppose.
Well, Harriet says the ship or the yacht will need preparing. So any requests? I know you want some brandy. Looking at Mugnef. Any other requests? Please just let me know, and I will have the ship stocked up and ready to go by this time tomorrow, which I believe is about 5 p.m.
Could you get someone in your group to possibly clean and sharpen my sword? It doesn't do well being in sewage water.
No. That's not how this group works. Listen,
You said
I'm
requests.
here. Yes, but not requests. Request for food, drink on board. We're going to be flying.
The only
and
two
not
things
stopping.
that mean nothing to me right now.
Right. Well, unfortunately, my organisation don't work for that. I'm the only one here. This is my outpost.
I mean, not to rub you the wrong way, but you tried to help me with a guy and did nothing to help me with the guy. I just had to see his annoying face. The only thing you're offering me is the two things I don't want.
Well, hold on. Now, I don't think that the guy was helping you with the guy was no use. You now know more than what you knew. You know you need a spell. You didn't know you needed the spell before we spoke to him.
We knew it would be something magical required to summon a greater demon.
Logan, is it possible you could go through a little bit of time without arguing with someone?
Have you ever been hungry for so long?
Well, then get a Snickers and shut up.
Right, well, I have two options for you. You can either stay at the pub tonight, in which case I will keep watch, or you can stay in the safe house. It doesn't really matter to me. The sofas are perfectly comfortable enough. I'm not sure if sofas are even a medieval thing or a medieval fantasy type thing, but
they are now in your world.
Well, like, a thing with cushions, and I mean, people have had cushions hundreds of years, haven't they? So it must be fair.
Oh, I'm sure they have fainting couches. Let us stay in the safe house. It is at least well stocked with food and
Oh
a
yes,
bathhouse.
there's plenty of food in there. There's obviously your amenities you need, your bath and
Could I
all sorts of
request a
goods.
companion for the evening?
Uh, did your kind need companions?
Something with a SCART socket.
Um,
It's
I
been a
don't know.
while.
What is
It
it?
might be a bit obsolete now.
You're using terms I've never heard of.
I miss the dwarves.
I believe they've
If you
upgraded to
require
display
company,
ports.
then we could certainly find you something.
Does your
Oh.
safe house have ale at least?
If you would like to go back there and make merry and sleep, you're more than welcome to. At least I know that I can also rest without having to worry that anybody might come and try and take you in the night.
In his grumpy, hangry state, he's just gonna start storming, not storming, but like in a little strop, go back towards the market stall entrance thing, and just wanna just drink and sleep.
So yeah, you're going to stay in the safe house for tonight. That's fine. So you make your way back there, and you do your usual evenings ablutions of drinking
Can
and
I get
eating and
drunk?
chatting.
Or does
Yeah, you can get drunk.
with regards to like food and stuff not affecting me?
Well, I only said food didn't sustain, like didn't fulfill you at the moment. It's not. I said drink doesn't do anything.
Fair enough.
This demon's just been trying to make you hungry.
Then I'm going to drink an obscene amount and collapse.
And eventually you'll rest for the evening. HK powers down to his sleep mode.
I will start to read the ponderous tome of doom.
And that's the thing. And Ben, you can go through. You can go through your books as well.
Yeah.
That's part of your downtime. It's 8 hours, but it's not 8 hours of sleep. It's so long of doing other light activities as well, which is fine. During the night, it's pretty pleasant. It's pretty uneventful. You're all sleeping quite soundly on the couches. For Logan, you do have a dream.
Oh God.
You
I have a dream once.
You don't really see anything in this dream. It's not like a dream where you sort of hear a voice almost in your head. That sort of appears to you as, "Did you enjoy your lack of food for the day? Ha ha ha, you're going to really enjoy what I've got for you next." And that's all you can really remember from this dream type thing. It's not really a dream, it's more like someone's just interrupted your mind and just...
Fucking horrific nightmare.
Yeah, pretty
There's
much.
not like daisies and candy floss there, is there?
You might wake up with a start, but probably go back.
So if something's happening potentially different or new in a different way the next day, does food now work? Or is that as well as?
Well, when you wake up, you can find out.
Oh. If liquid still affects me, can I drink an obscene amount of liquid to fill myself?
Well, yeah,
Have a Guinness.
I
But
think the
that's
food
okay.
still sustains you, right? It just doesn't satisfy.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
It just doesn't satisfy. But in the morning, you get up and everyone starts taking breakfast and such. HK once again takes a little bit longer to power up from his sleep mode, but there's no visions or dreams or anything there. And yes, you can go and have some breakfast, and finally, you find that it satisfied you.
What's on offer for breakfast?
You got the usual. There's bacon, there's eggs, there's bread, there's fruit. There's even fish, being at the seaside.
He just literally pushes the
fish.
fruit bowl to one side and gathers, after the first mouthful, gathers like a ridiculous amount of like bacon and eggs and stuff on a big thick cob of bread. It's like dripping down in bacon fat. He's still eating. While he's still chewing that, he's pulling over a piece of fish, looking like a horrible gluttonous thing. He's just gonna gorge himself till he's like he has to remove his belt or something. It's like, oh.
Let's have a roll. Give me a
Oh,
Constitution save.
Fuck.
We
Why?
haven't had a roll yet this evening. Let's have a Constitution save.
Oh. Roll. Fortified 5.
5.
Yeah.
Your guts start to rumble real bad. You got to get to the bathroom now.
He grabs what's left of his body and runs to the bathroom with it.
And from
Save some! Don't eat it
you can
all!
just hear him. You just hear him.
Serves me right.
Anybody got any sauce?
So, what would you like to do with today? Because so this is day 2 out of the 5.
I'm going to go to the blacksmiths.
But she did tell
I
you.
thought you were
that
going to say I'm going to the
take-
bathroom then.
It's gonna take the about 5 o'clock this evening to be ready to go. So you could depart the evening of day 2, or you could leave it to day 3. It's entirely up to you.
How long is the actual journey going to take, providing it's straightforward when we do leave? If I
Now
estimate
I'm trying to remember what I said in terms of travel time, because you went from. I mean, not that it matters because this is before we were streaming anyway, so I can just make up a whole. It will take, if you left this evening, you would arrive. So that'd be day 2. You would probably arrive the evening of day 4.
It may be wise to leave in the evening, just as, since when have we managed to take a route and not get sidetracked?
I was going to say that would obviously
Allowing
depend
for
on fair weather and other things.
weather and headwinds and anything else that might distract us. Maybe this evening would be better.
That's fine with me.
Headwinds, I'm impressed, Logan. I thought the only thing you would have known about headwinds was when you put your head between your knees and farted.
That's my tailwind.
Were you all going to go to the?
I'm literally going to sample food around the town for the day while these lot go and do the library stuff.
I'm just going to lounge in the hideaway and do some more reading, go and maybe write some poetry. I'm going to study.
Spend the day just trying to do a deep clean and try and tweak my systems to be some of the little bits that aren't working to work again.
Okay. Let's do so. Mugnath, you're going to leave the safe house and go down to the blacksmith. So, arriving there, you obviously announce they already know that you've dealt with the rock. And they are going to gift you, as you tested it for them, they're gifting you 5 flashbang arrows.
Thank you.
So if you'll make a note of that, 5 flashbang arrows. And they want to know if you're going to be available to do any more work at present. And they can try and organise another test arrow for you.
I wish I was. Unfortunately, I've got to go far away. At the moment, I don't know when I'll next be back.
I think I said they were dwarves, didn't I, in there? That's okay then, lad. That's fine. Don't worry yourself too much. But if you ever find yourself back this way, we've got plenty of other things you can do testing. Is there anything else we can do? Do you need any custom pieces? I don't know how long you got. Is there anything we can do to help?
No, actually, what kind of weapons, swords you got? I've always been interested in having one of those.
Well, you've got short swords, you've got long swords, you've got rapier. We can put an enchantment on there to make it a little bit more special if you like.
Oh, yeah. What kind of money is your best ones and the ones with enchantments on?
No, I did write this down for myself so I don't end up giving you the wrong information.
This is why I regret not going to this blacksmith.
No, I didn't write it. If you want, let's just have a look at what sort of thing do you want? What are you going to be good at using? A short sword or
Just
Alright.
actually look at what I can actually wield. Actually thinking about it, I better do that. Simple and martial weapons.
I mean, I could train you in some weapons if we had downtime.
Yeah, I just realised I didn't actually check what I can. What I can actually wield. Yeah. Simple and martial weapons. That's probably the only thing that's.
Well, I mean, if you wanted to get yourself a sword, we could put an enchantment on there, and that would be at around 500 gold pieces.
Yeah. Another time maybe. I haven't got enough. Oh, thank you. I know where to come to next.
You haven't got enough money. I thought that the reward for the rock was quite substantial.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, I've ended up spending it on bits and bollers and splitting it between everybody else.
You've been in the pub. You've met some lovely ladies. Yes.
Something like that.
Aye, well, whenever you're ready, you come back to us. We'll outfit you some dandy gear.
Sounds like a promise I can't refuse.
Cool.
And I'll make the way back to the safe house to do some research.
What sort of time would this be that he gets back by?
Oh, he's just gone for a little bit in the morning. But could I get a perception check from Mugnaf, please?
Oh, God, okay.
Oh, no.
That's never that simple, is it? Oh, how do I have anything to help me? 7.
In fact, I should have asked for passive perception, but that's okay. That's fine. I don't think your passive was that high anyway, was it?
I don't think it
I believe
was.
he's on 11.
He's on 11.
I might be wrong.
Thank you. That sounds about right. I'm just trying to check.
That's all right. Okay, yeah, you don't notice anything as you're heading back anyway. Whether you're looking around or... Which you probably would be, because you're actively trying to be sneaky about getting into the safe house.
Who actually had
so
the
that's
money
fine.
for the rock reward?
Well, I don't know, one of you took it.
I wrote it down on my sheet for everybody, presuming everybody cut it off. It was 1,100 gold.
Was that each or split?
That was the whole lot. That was the split between 4 of us. So that was 250, 275.
Can I interrupt you a moment,
275
Ben?
each.
Sorry, Ben.
Sorry?
Corpse, you're muted. I noticed your lips were moving, but no sound was coming up.
Thank you, Mike. I said I did put it in the Discord for people to remember that we had the gold from the rock.
Okay.
I didn't want to interrupt people as they were saying stuff.
Yeah, no, that's all right. I just thought, I can see your mouth moving.
Am I healed or am I still full of the rumble tons?
Well, it's been, I would say, maybe Ben, Mugnaf's been for an hour's stroll. I think you need to give me another con save.
Come on, be better this time. 13 plus 3, 16.
You don't feel right, but for now, I think you've emptied yourself.
I'm wondering whether it's... if I was to talk to Mugnaf and he mentioned about this, where he's been and stuff, I'm wondering whether I could go and do a similar thing.
Oh yeah, I would have originally said I was going to the blacksmith, and I would have said, "Oh, all back now."
Before you do
I had
that,
some new arrows.
let's take a quick break so you can chat to talk. No, talk to chat, because we haven't done that so far. I was going to grab a quick drink because my throat's getting quite dry, and then we'll resume.
Resume.
So let's do that. Let's have a quick talk with chat.
I always forget where your money is on your sheet. Oh, there it is. There it is.
For Dan, I've just said we're good. If we have a quick break. Yeah, you probably heard me. Yeah, cool. Yeah. All right. Cool.
Sorry, what did you say you'd put in the Discord is per each? Is it 200 and something?
I didn't figure it out as what it was each because I just thought we'd just put it in the communal
just
bag.
a pot.
No, it's only deleted out of my thing earlier. Actually, earlier this session, I had 1,100 divided by 4. So
It's 200 and
250 each.
20
roughly.
275, isn't it?
yeah.
Okay.
So
So that would take what I've. It's still party loot, but what I've got in the bag to.
what you got in the bag? Is that everybody's?
Yeah, it was the money that was originally held by Leaf on the airship, so it's like it is party loot.
Yeah, because I've just been keeping a track of my own.
I've got, because no one uses Electrum, I've put my money in Electrum and then what's in the bag of holding in the gold. Obviously, my Electrum is gold. It's not that.
Electrum. Yeah.
Hmm? I'll check. So party-wise, just including like a quarter, unless the rest has been spent, would be. Oh, someone do some quick maths for me. 730 plus 275.
275. That'd be 1,005.
1005, yeah.
So 1006 total party loot. And then mine is down to. Fuck, I'm down to 12. I may not spend a £500 on a enchantment then. That's a lot of money.
How is everybody in chat? How's it looking? Since I'm not allowed to be on
You
there.
are forbidden.
How is everybody? Have we got many people watching at the moment?
We had a couple earlier, but I have numbers turned off, so I can't see right now. But I can check afterwards.
I have a feeling that's sus. Half that sus.
We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 6 people watching at the moment.
Cool.
Which isn't bad. Hope you are all well.
Hello to the 6 people.
Hello.
Hello, beautiful people. Oh, we have ice creams.
I was just wondering if anyone's been asking any questions that you might want to answer. Right.
Minor Vagabond is waving. Let's give a group wave.
Yay!
Let's do a Mexican wave. That's not going to be a thing that can be done easily.
Well, you tell us our screen positions, then.
Okay, so it'd be me, then Corbs, then Mike, then the Invisible Boy, and then Ben. Okay.
Okay, well, we can just skip the Invisible Boy, can't we?
You ready, Corbs? You look so excited to do this.
Do I? Sorry.
It goes.
What?
You're fucking useless.
Yeah. What?
Talk about your all-time fails.
No, it's not.
Oh, HK's not there, so.
Right, you're gonna have to do some serious chopping and editing so that it does work around. Terrible. What do we do? Where's that? Should we have ice creams? Have I figured out what?
Have you figured out what the demon's latest problem for you is?
Other than the fact that I can now enjoy food, but I instantly get the shits. I can only assume it's to do with that.
Burn, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire.
We didn't start the fire. It was always burning since the world was turning. Anyone got any more to add?
No. I was trying to
Walk like a
figure out
duck.
I was trying to figure out what Dan was on about earlier on, that face mask.
Oh, that. It's just an internet meme thing. It's just a popular meme.
Clearly it's for the cool kids, and I'm not one of them.
Dan, you missed our awesome Mexican wave we did, and it worked perfectly and in sync.
Oh.
If you just do one now, we'll edit you into it.
Yay!
Well, for anybody watching, we're going to get back into this. So, unless anyone has anything else they want to say, no, yes, some sort of chocolate box.
Wait.
Lots
I'm
to say,
intrigued.
but
Give us a
nothing to
few
do with
seconds. Just let Dan do a quick reveal here. I'm well intrigued. Oh, it's a dice box.
Oh,
Shiny math rocks. Let's see. Stay there. Stay there. I reckon the next one you roll is the one above the black and red one. That's, I would assume, a metal one. Yes.
Oh,
What's that one? What colours? Is that black inserts?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a pretty dice. You roll that one and destroy your table.
Yeah, you really do.
They don't even roll. They just go, boom. That's it.
Go roll on a glass table.
I'd love some metal dice.
That's what he loads his shoulder-mounted cannon with.
Oh,
Caltrops.
throw a just puts all D4s in this like hopper.
His
So-
Iron Man style gun.
Yes.
Was Logan going to head to the blacksmiths?
No, because I had a tot up of party loot and personal loot,
Okay.
and it's not we don't have that much at the minute. We can afford it, but it's not worth
Okay.
that.
So Mugnef's been. Volta is doing his research for today, which is fine. I'll let you use up your day doing that. And HK wants to try and make some repairs. I know you have your repair kit, don't you? I think there's an arm attachment. You can certainly take some time and repair maybe the plating on your body, and you try and start fixing maybe motors and pistons or whatever else may make you or give you motion.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you don't succeed.
Oh, okay.
You don't seem to be able to. You can certainly take things apart and maybe re-oil it and just play with it and try and put it back together.
Yeah.
Patch it up, but it just doesn't seem to do anything, unfortunately.
Okay. That's what I figured would happen, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Everyone needs to pay me pity. I just broke my keyboard.
No.
Oh god.
Oh dear.
God damn it.
What did you
Well,
do?
unless there's anything else anyone wants to do, we'll just skip ahead to go time.
Let's go.
Yeah.
That's fine. Go ahead.
Let's have another Constitution saving throw.
Oh no.
Logan, please.
I've pressed the wrong button. There we go. We're back. God damn it. Okay, so con save is 21.
Cool. You don't feel yourself, but so far you're holding your own.
That's one way of putting it.
Harriet comes down into the safe house and says, right, boat is ready to go.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you.
We've gone from luxury liner to boat.
Yeah.
It's the wrong word. Yacht.
And you call yourself a seaman.
A yacht.
Oh dear.
And a ship, maybe.
Anyway, if you'd like to follow me, I have a warehouse just down on the docks, and it is in there, and it's where we'll be launching from. And so she takes you out and leads you just down to the waterfront. So it's about a 10-minute walk. It's quite a pleasant evening. The sun's just dipping down behind you, behind the town, over the hills, but it's leaving a nice colour in the sky and across the water. And again, it's fairly busy. There's still people doing their business on the docks. But she leads you off to a warehouse, she says, and sort of looks around and opens the door, and you're walking in. Inside is a nice. It's quite long. I said it was. Where's my diagram? It's a 50-foot yacht, so it's that typical sort of teardrop shape, I suppose, if you want to call it that. It has two masts or two like almost like yard arms that come from the port and starboard on the bow. And there is a large mast with a boom. You can see there is a wheelhouse on the bow from down here. It's just floating above the ground. There's these two orb-like things, one forward and one aft, and they seem to be providing lift. And there's a small staircase that's sort of not attached to it, but next to it. If you just like to come up here, it's made out of wood, I should say, and it's well painted. It's a nice colour of blue, like a baby blue, the colour of the hull. And she said, if you want to join me upstairs, we'll get on board. As you go up, the deck's fairly plain. There are, of course, the sheets and the pins and such and winches as well, where the sheets sort of interact with the sail and the boat. And there's a small hatchway. Down there is the cabin. It's very luxurious. There's not much else up here. You can, of course, sit up here and observe the ground below as we fly over and take in the sights. But there'll just be the helmsman who will be sailing that for us. As you make your way down the stairs inside, you drop down to the hatches on the port side, and you drop down, and it's a huge lounge area. Again, lovely cushioned sofas. There is the mast sort of in the middle that comes down through. Actually, it's down just through the first door here on your right is the sleeping area. It's again quite comfortable. We can take with the passengers and the crew 10 of us in total. The water closet's just the next door, and then right ahead of you is the galley, the kitchen, and there is a crewman in there who will food. Not a problem at all. So if you're ready to go, we can certainly do so.
As long as everybody else is ready, I'm more than ready.
I don't see any more reason to hang around.
I don't suppose I could shadow the navigation officer on the trip. Perhaps learn a thing or two.
Yes, well, navigation is sort of just done by the helmsman, really. He knows where he's going. He's got his compass up there. And
well, I might come and join you. That's okay.
In the wheelhouse. Yes, if you go into the wheelhouse, and there's like a small cabin at the front, almost built around it. That's sort of keep a few charts in there, but he knows where he's going. If you want to go and observe, then you certainly can.
Mm-hmm.
Well, certainly, yeah, I'd love to.
But otherwise, we should arrive there over the next 2 days, and then we'll have a little bit of time for the meeting.
Do I know where this place is? Is it near to Carnlodir?
The King's Lake is right in the centre of Groenland.
Groenland.
Groenland. Groenland.
Mm-hmm.
It's right in the centre, basically. There is a large human city just north of the lake. I really should send you that map. I'm sure I sent the map. I might have not done. There's a huge a huge human city to the and then Carnlodir is way off to the west of the lake.
Okay.
You'll probably reach from where you are Carnlodir after 1 day, and then reach the lake on the second day.
Okay.
That's not too bad.
Yeah. What's the comparison to where we have been in the past?
Say again, sorry.
What was this? Where's this all in comparison to where we've been before?
We've been directly to this
is that
Dwarven
so?
place
This is
before.
the same Dwarven city, yeah.
No, you're not going to Carnlodir. You're going past Carnlodir.
So that's what I meant.
My bad.
That's the Dwarven city. We
for you, as you said, this yacht is quite quick compared to a normal airship.
Yeah.
I do have.
It would take you a couple extra days if you travel by. And obviously by foot or by horse, you'd be really extending out the travel time. Someone said they do have.
Steve,
What?
will say? You do have.
I do have what Mike said, and you just said it was my name as if I knew what it was. Steve has it.
Someone-
What?
You
Someone said I
absentmindedly
do
say,
have.
I do have.
I was going to start with. I have a dice set and wanted to just play a little gambling game with some of the group to pass some
If you'd
time.
like to spend a little bit of time on board doing a gambling game, then please crack on. Please explain to us. So
Oh God!
you let the
I didn't
boat,
think this far forwards. All right.
Oh my gosh! I'd like to do a gambling game, so I'll give you the chance to about what the gambling game is.
Oh, I guess it would just be either it would either work as like a higher lower, or it would work as they try and roll higher and beat it, or something similar, or closest to a number.
Well, Harriet leaves you to it in the lounge. She heads into the bay, and the yacht. You feel it ascend, and if you were on the top deck, you would see that the roof of this what is that bloody warehouse opens up, and it can ascend out, and you just feel a slight rumble as to whatever these glowing things are obviously bring up. And as it ascends, the main sail is set, and then the lateral sails are also set on those 2 yard arms either side, and it takes off and goes. I've actually drawn a small diagram. You might not be able to see it. That's roughly. I didn't draw the wheelhouse in. I sort of just made that up as we went along for the navigational chart purposes. But yeah, that's roughly what it looks like.
Yeah.
Ah, so it's got that kind of 2 sail-esque things either each side.
And they're adjustable, so it basically.
It's a bit like the Asgardian ships.
Yes.
In what?
In Thor.
I don't recall seeing.
I was thinking of Stargate there for a second.
I haven't seen that in a long time. Which film's that? Not that it matters. It doesn't matter.
Dark World.
Anyway,
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think I've seen that once. But yeah, you might be right. It could well be. It could well be. But yes, that's the idea. So, how would you like to do your game then, Logan?
Anybody up for a little wager?
I'm busy in paying attention to the maps and what's going on and the travelling.
You were up in the wheelhouse.
Yeah, I'm up there as well.
So it's just
Anybody?
you and just you and Volta downstairs.
Walter, you fancy a little wager?
There are crew about, but they're obviously all working on various bits.
I'm trying to read this bloody book to sort you out.
Oh, in that case, maybe later.
Give me a con save in that case. If you want to roll a dice, give me a con save.
God damn it. God damn it. 3, 4.
4.
4.
There is a really strong urge to go. Oh, where's my dice?
Or
We'll play later. And he just books it down like a stairs, holding his trousers.
You don't need to go down any stairs. The thingy's right across from you.
He just sticks his ass over the side of the ship.
Yeah, but you're not downstairs.
Porthole.
Unfortunately for you, the water closet is engaged.
He'll stick his ass out of a porthole.
There aren't any portholes. There are no windows in this.
He is literally just gonna drop trout and go in some corner.
So you're in the lounge and you've just shat on the floor.
Yes.
The reason I said the water closet, I wanted to see if someone might be in there.
Is anybody in this lounge?
At the moment, it's just you.
Right.
My roll was a 19. I was going to do 1 10. was going to be it was vacant, and then anything over 10 it was engaged, and unfortunately, yeah.
Can I roll for
19.
deception to lie that this wasn't me if I meet anyone?
Yes, you can roll for deception.
Blame the cat.
16 for
Okay.
me having no idea about what it is or who it's from.
And let me just see if anyone insight check that. No, I think as the evening goes on, people look at it and who the hell has done that? And your story seems to be holding up. No one has determined that you are lying. So you might want to, I don't know, maybe clean it up at some point.
Can I bluff to one of the crew that I was about to go in there and smelled the horrible smell and someone needs to go find out what's going on? So that they have to deal with it.
You can certainly try.
Oh, here we go. This could be bad. Oh, roll. First nat 20. Right, I'm going to drag it over here. I can't drag it over there. Shit. Nat 20. I'm not joking. I will take a picture of it.
No, I'm not. No, I'm just trying to decide what I will do about sighting. And I also got a nat 20.
Ooh. Wait, what would we be using? Would it be deception?
Well, I don't actually have any stats here for the sailors. I'm guessing.
I have a +5 in deception. 25.
Yeah, I'll let you have that.
Yes! Ah,
The
punch
crew,
myself.
the crew, the crew will eventually clean this horrible mess up.
For once, something went in my favour.
It did. I mean, if I'd probably just common as stats, they probably at least have or at most have like a +1. So, yeah, I think you would win that one. So the evening draws on. You probably take your meal for the evening and wind down and go to bed.
Yeah, any chance?
Power down. Any chance?
I was about to say, any chance I'll have to read my book, so I'll be taking it.
Yeah, so
Now,
basically...
this will be sleep, I know, but I'm just saying.
It says 2 days flight. You're pretty well long resting the entire time.
Yeah.
Unless anything happens. Sorry. Yeah, you'll be pretty much long resting.
I was just saying, excuse you.
Thank you. Yeah, you're pretty much long resting the whole time. So you can mark off 2 days of your reading for just the trip.
I'm going to get some hit points back.
Oh, yeah, you're resting. You're going to be back full everything.
Well, yeah, but I didn't do my magic things. That's fine.
But the yacht's moving pretty. You know, the crew are showing you various bits if you were interested in how various bits work.
Oh, definitely would be, yeah.
Yeah, and that's fine. You can sort of take in the views you've crossed the sea after the first day. Again, HK maybe just a bit slow to restart. Logan, no more diarrhea.
Woohoo!
But no
Whoop, whoop.
no interruption to your sleep either.
I was going to say, did I get anything during the nights?
No.
Ah.
Nothing.
Does the same thing occur to me that usually does?
Yeah, at the moment you're just slow to restart. No warning messages or nothing, just slow.
You done, son.
But after the 2 days, which are without consequence, there are no special events which occur, you start to arrive and you can below the terrain. You know, it's hilly in places, it's forested, and then you see a road leading in. You pass over Carnloda, you see the road. They pretty much followed the road up to this lake, and arriving there, they set the yacht down in the water, much like the other ships could do,
Ooh,
as they are
great.
effectively ships. And they just sat down, and she comes to meet you all in the lounge, or whatever. Again, as I said, it'd be sort of evening-ish, so it's late afternoon, early evening when you arrive here. So, well, we're here. We are slightly ahead of schedule. So I can't imagine that we'll be seeing King Razanov till sometime tomorrow. Would you like to stay aboard the boat or set up some sort of a camp, perhaps, on shore?
I think it would make sense to just stay as we are and not invite any unwanted attention. They obviously know we're here.
Do we have the power to remain airborne for the night?
We can certainly be airborne if you'd rather.
Feels safer.
Yes.
Do we have to actually go and tell them that we're here, or make any introductions first, or is it?
Oh, I think they'll probably spot the yacht and make some attempt at summoning us to the shore. Surely.
Well, do they know the ship has us on it?
Well, they're expecting to have a meeting here, and I don't see any ships knocking about.
Perhaps the least we could do is send kind of like a mini envoy just to announce our arrival and that we've come willingly. And
But I don't think they're going to be here yet. They said on the fifth day. Day
no, but
5 is the meeting.
surely someone of note is here.
Or a member of staff that just,
Yeah.
even if it's just the person who puts the fire out.
I will send a crewman ashore and ask them to have a look. How's that sound?
That sounds agreeable.
Agreeable, yeah.
So, yeah, they sort of take off again. Or they don't have to take off, they can sail the boat across the shore. And they just drop someone off and they have a little walk around.
Nice.
Well, I'm just going to try to take in the scenery, what's around.
Well,
Write anything of interest down.
Is this the city
draw
where
anything.
we literally arrived and then the war fleet arrived just behind us?
no, that was Khan Loader when you...
We've never been here, no.
You've never been here.
Well, no, my character definitely hasn't.
So what would it look like to us?
Well, from down here, it's a beautifully large lake.
Mm.
Very nice lake. Surrounded by trees. There is a road which on the eastern shore. And there's a road that runs alongside that. Like a stone paved road. And that just leads off, and that's what you followed from as the boat passed over Carlodia. That's basically the road that you followed to arrive here at the lake. But it is late afternoon, early evening. You sent someone ashore. The cutouts.
It's alright, carry on.
That's
Stop
what I
reading
was
things.
talking about. No, but that's what I was talking about when I was listening. Cutting out. That's cool. Let's just do. Oh, okay. So the crewman that went ashore, unfortunately, has not returned.
Oh dear. Oh dear. How long is it since he set out?
You probably waited for him for, I don't know, half an hour or so.
It doesn't seem...
That doesn't sound too long.
No.
No, you were sort of just sending him out to scout around to see if he could see anyone. It's
You
up
would
to you how
think
you
if the
react to
king
that.
was due here, he would have secured the island.
Does anyone else have a little
I
sense of kind of foreboding here?
What island?
Area. Something is definitely off.
Shall we venture in or just be prepared to set sail just in case, or what do you guys think?
Perhaps both. Have the crew ready to depart at a moment's notice and take a quick look.
Well, I'm sure we can do a little bit from up here, depending how thick the woodland is.
We have spyglasses
Is
and things.
the town itself? Is it
a
nestled
town?
within the woods, or is it how is it positioned?
The human city that's off to the north of the lake,
Yeah.
you can't really see it from here. It's,
I mean, if we were to fly over it in the airship, would it be obscured by trees, or could we have at least a cursory look?
it's nestled in amongst. I'll send you across the map later on so you can see it. It's nestled.
I have the magic spyglass.
What is it you're trying to achieve?
To see if we can even see anyone or anything. It just seems overly. The whole thing of it's quiet, too quiet. The king and this very important meeting is going on, and there's just nothing, no defenses, no one's come to see us. We've not seen anyone. It just seems a bit ominous.
Yeah, and I definitely will ask where this meeting is supposed to take place.
Well, it's just a nice peaceful area.
Well,
it's just a nice peaceful lake.
Area. Which take place in the lake?
Imagine like the Lake District. Lake, foresty area. That's what it's like.
I know, but they're on
it's fine.
They're on the brink of war. We're having a war meeting.
East of the lake.
How do you know you're having a war meeting? He just said he wanted you.
I don't trust you. I don't trust you in the slightest. I don't trust you as far as I could throw you.
Yeah. Harry,
well,
I want to know from Harry how much he knows of where this meeting's taking place. Is it going to be that bank? Are they?
Well, to be honest, I don't know. I mean, my presumption would be that some presence would be made known. I don't know.
What do
you know anything about this king? Does he have a holiday home or a holiday let? Or
King Razanog, he's the Dwarven king. I mean,
yeah. Does he have a home out here, or?
I don't know.
For a network of spies, you're very unknowledgeable.
I don't go around spying on people's holiday homes. King Raznog's never been a subject of our interest like that.
Walther, you're usually quite a level-headed fellow. What do you make of this? Without being muted, what do you make of this?
I would say we have a trained observer in the assassin, and we could maybe make some use out of our sailing companion in that chicken.
How about we get airborne and we can look around?
An airborne scouting seems like a really good idea. Well done, Miss.
I don't think we need to really go anywhere. We can just go up and look down.
I literally suggested that. God damn you, assassin lady. Let's just get up there.
I just think you're overreacting, really. I mean, it's late in the evening. I'd rather just go and have tea.
Perhaps he's found some nice food or something.
That's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. I would actually calls over to the crew. Could you just take us up, please? Take us up and start to feel the rumble of the one of those things are on the bottom to lift you. Well, I think actually because you spent some time over the trip learning about it, they're magical levitate. Well, they're magical orb built into the hull, and they have the spell levitation. Trapped, or not trapped, but enchanted upon them, I suppose would be the way of describing it. So basically, they can increase the magical effect or decrease it to gain and lose altitude. But they power up the levitation in those, and up you go. Who wants to make perception checks then to see what's going on?
Well, I'm sure
I can do, certainly.
Do I get any kind of advantage using my magic telescope, magic eyeglass?
You have your magic eyeglass, yeah. You have your eyeglass, and you can on perceiving what's happening.
Yes.
Mm.
I had a scout
Oh.
around and rolled a 15.
I'll definitely have a look.
Roll
13. Let me just see if I've got anything on.
18. Where's my perception? 21 on perception.
15.
That's with advantage.
Cool. So you might ask the crew if they can move the ship forwards, just so you can maybe start looking up the road away towards Carnlodia. And with the spyglass, yes, you can see there is a rather regal-looking caravan heading in this direction, but they are still, was it half a day or so's travel away? And you can spot that with your telescope. That's fine.
Can we see anything with regards to like people in the actual city?
Well, no, the city's it's on it's north of the lake, so a couple of miles north of the lake. You can see the city amongst the trees?
Why would we not park closer to the city?
Because you're not going to the city.
We're not meeting at the city, we're meeting at the lake, you damned fool.
The letter said the King's Lake, not the city.
I mean, it's hard to have a meeting in the middle of a lake.
Maybe.
That whisper.
Maybe to be able to consider that it's not going to take place in the middle of the fucking lake.
Well, we did ask that.
When did you ask me that?
Ben asked about 10 times, like 2 seconds ago.
Did he? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. No, it's not taking place in the lake. It's not casually swim into the middle of the lake. The water's great, jump in. No, it would take place on the bank, or somewhere on the next to the lake.
Okay, in that case,
If I say I'll meet you at Dovestones, I don't expect you to be stood waiting for me in the middle of it.
This is it. If you have a landmark, you kind of go, I know where that is. I'll go there. And I'll look around and see if I can spot the person who wants me to meet them there. It's not literally getting into the middle of the lake. This must be where they meant.
So
He does have a history of liking swimming, though.
The caravan that I spied, does it have like guards and stuff? What sort of size group is there?
Well, you could just see a horse-drawn carriage, and you just see sort of like. I mean, it's hard because there are trees. You see far, but as it passes through the trees, you might catch a glimpse of what looks like an armored dwarf on a war ram or something like that. And there's a few of them.
And have we seen sign of the sailor that's?
Yes. So as for the rest of you, as the ship moves back, or the boat moves back towards your original position where you dropped him off, and as you've been all looking, you can see glints of like metal through the trees as the lowering sun sort of catches maybe some metal object or something like that. Which Harriet says, well, that's unusual. He wasn't wearing any armor or like that. I don't even think he had a sword with him.
Believe that's metal from an possible army or.
Well, let's drop the yacht back down and take a look, shall we?
Yes.
Okay.
And is that in the direction that the caravan's heading?
They're coming via that road and down on that eastern bank.
Yeah.
Or eastern road, should I say? Because it sort of comes. It's on the eastern side of the lake, but it then will head south. If you see what I mean.
Okay. So that basically they'll be going past these metal objects.
Well, the road comes east and bears south on the eastern side of the lake. So they might be going that far down. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, potentially they're heading in that direction. Yeah.
Potentially they're heading to where you dropped off, maybe. But they could stop off at any point.
Yeah.
Once
Of course they could.
reach the
Of
lake,
course.
yeah.
Yeah. No, that's right. That's fine. Or guess
still
my better
don't trust
judgment,
you.
but it's worth an investigation.
Yeah, well, I mean, she sort of instructs for the yacht to be dropped back down to the water. And down it goes.
Because
Well, should we disembark and go and have a look? The light is dwindling, but I still have enough light to figure out where my crewman's gone.
definitely.
Yes.
And if the king is coming past where those metal items are,
Well, there's a glint of
possible
something,
ambush.
wasn't it? I wouldn't say there was necessarily metal items. There was certainly a glint of.
Okay. Something reflective.
Yeah, let's go and have a look because he hasn't appeared back here yet. So I mean, you know.
Oh, depends on everybody. I'm not much of a fighter, to be honest. As curious as I am, I know it's not the safest thing to do in the world.
We have an easy escape route if it goes wrong.
Okay. Well, let's go and have a look into it.
Okay.
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 And you sort of
And that's
follow.
if we have to.
Well, you disembark and you jump down to the bank and make your way up to the bank. Sort of, it's not very steep, but it goes up and then rises up above the water level onto the road. And as you look up and down the road, you can't really see anything. As you sort of walk in the direction that the crewman went off into, you get a chap step out from some foliage, and he's wearing like a red tunic, but it's got like a breastplate over the top, and he's got like a very sort of cavalier type helmet, big pantaloons, if you want to call them that, the big baggy trousers and boots that come up to his knees, and he has a rapier at his side. Well, what have we here? You seem to match the description of some fellows who are expected to be here tomorrow. Perhaps you would care to wait with me and my company.
Who exactly are you?
My name is not important. I don't see the need to pass on any details at this present moment. But I would like to offer my protective services to make sure that your meeting goes as you wish. It is in the interest of my lord.
Is your lord?
Give us one moment, and that
Absolutely.
can like I kind of usher those to the side for a second, like our party. I was like, wasn't there like a bounty put on us for someone to bring us here? Could he be trying to do this? If he was working for them, surely you wouldn't mind saying just a title.
Yes.
If I was a suspicious person, I would be suspicious now, but they would be doing exactly that.
What do you say?
I will use my sending ring and say, why are we off to one side when we could be using our silent communication rings?
I will, right in front of his face, I'll go, I forgot about these rings, through the rings. And then, what do you reckon? Do we go with him, or do we just see where this pans out, or but stay on edge, or?
Are you still facing this person?
We're talking through the rings now.
Yeah, but are you still facing in his direction, or have you turned?
We kind of did like a little side huddle.
I would have been turned to the group wherever the group were.
Okay, well, I mean, presuming that people aren't looking in his direction, 3 more have sort of stepped into the road.
What do they look like? Like, what attire do they have on?
Why did you just explain this?
I know.
Only for one person.
He had like a red tunic with a breastplate, like a cavalier type helmet. That's all like long, like almost like, you know, the paper boat helmets or hats you might make, that sort of thing. Big
Very
the big balloon pants on his upper legs, knee-high boots. This guy has had a rapier. There are two more which are slightly more heavily armed and carry great swords. And the third one that has appeared in the road is clearly some sort of magic user. He's wearing a cloth type attire, not a robe, but a shirt, some sort of perhaps like a poncho or something like that.
And who has come with us?
It's you, guys, and Harriet.
All right. Harriet, are you aware who? Oh, this is as quietly as I can do. Are you aware who these lovely people are?
No, but if I could wager a guess, I would say they're probably here to capture you upon your arrival and hand you over to Raznog himself.
Something like you're doing, but in a not so nice a way.
Yes, but as I say, my interest isn't actually helping you in the long run. My intention is not to simply to Raznog and then leave. I wish to stay with you to help. At which point, one of the men's like, "Well, what's your decision then? Are you going to be doing this the easy way?"
I think we should go with them. We can always
Yes.
tell the king who actually brought us here.
He's, I'll say through the rings, shall we just surprise him now? Or do we follow him?
Let's follow.
You start to see the sort of like fondling at sword hilts and stuff. And look,
No need to be hasty, guys. We're perfectly reasonable here.
well, what's your decision then? Will you be staying with us, or are we going to have a bit of trouble?
He goes,
No trouble here.
lead the way, and then through the ring, Logan would go, what do you say when the back is turned, we get rid of him?
We could surround them. We'll
Easily.
spread out a bit first. Let's feign compliance, and then
For now,
when we're in a better position, yes.
yes.
He's just
They're
looking
going to
at
put us
you
in
all,
front of the
and
king.
They're all looking at you. It's like, why are you just stood there looking at us?
we wasn't expecting anybody to be here.
Because they obviously don't know you're talking
Yeah.
telepathically. So yeah.
We wasn't expecting an escort party.
No. We're not an escort. Look, we're going to hand you over to Raznog, and we're going to get that pretty little bounty that's been posted. All right? So just come with us. No fuss. No one has to do that. Pretty simple.
Fair enough.
At which point, Harriet might sort of interject. Well, actually, they're with me.
She couldn't hear the conversation either, could she?
But she can respond to them.
Yeah.
Well, while she's having a conversation, I'm talking through the ring just to say, we can tell the king this. He's going to have troops to help. We can do this. We don't, as long as Harriet doesn't start a fight. We just need to stay alive.
Harriet's helped us all along. She's given us shelter. She's tried to help our cause, and I reckon we.
When we get to the king, we tell the king what's happened, and we say she deserves the money.
We can try it your way, but don't say I didn't warn you.
Well, while you've been stood there staring at them and having your private conversation.
Well,
exactly.
it was while Harriet was talking directly to them.
Oh, right, okay. Look, we can either bind you here, and then just drag you off, or you can just come to our camp.
I would like to interject and say, we're not against it, but if you try and bind us, we will be.
Well, when you get to our camp, so we know there's no funny business, you are going to hand over weapons, we are going to tie you up, and that's where you're going to remain for the rest of the night.
That will not be happening.
Right then. Well, I guess you want to do it the hard way, didn't you?
Sorry, guys.
Not
but
gonna face
I was willing to go the easy route, but not if they're going to take everything and bind us the lot.
And given the time,
Yes, no, but-
I think we'll roll initiative next. Well, not next week, but the week after. If everyone's happy with that.
Dun.
I'm wondering why you told them we weren't going to go with them. That was certainly the time to hit them in the face. You fool!
You could have interjected at any point. You stayed silent, man.
I couldn't get a word in, mate.
I'm also quite interested why no one questioned what happened to the crewmen.
We'll get that out of them afterwards.
I presume we were searching as we're heading down, looking as we're heading down the road.
Well, I'd say for everyone watching, thank you very much. It's always a pleasure.
So, let's do a couple of quick things. Let's just do.
Yeah.
Thank you very much to Steve Corbs, 100 above. Let's give a quick shout out. We'll do Captain Dan Face.
Yeehaw!
Dan Face. Because those two do a case. Corb streams quite often. Dan Face does now and again. God damn, once in a blue moon. Thank you very much to, which way is he? Ben, as Mugnath. That's him. Thank you for coming.
That's all right.
And big thanks to DM, Captain Gingerbeard up top for writing it, running it, putting up with my shit and everyone else's. And also, my apologies for the not listening for part of it. We had a lovely issue where we had to ban bots and crap. But that's by the by. Never mind. Thank you all for listening. And let's go. We'll be back on Thursday. We're playing Halo. And in 2 weeks' time, 8:30 again on the Tuesday afternoon, we'll be trying not to die again.
We'll be rolling out initiative.
Yes.
And we're gonna. I think that was quite a fun RP session. It's always nice to break up and have a bit of RP, you know, everybody.
Ooh.